Hey y'all, it's Lisa Blonay and welcome back to Blonay Got Tea. You already know I bring you the messy from these social media streets, while my POV brings the tea and the smoke. Thanks for tapping into your daily dose of new media news. Real, not fake, because all we want is the truth. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and of course, join the society. Let's get into it.
Hey guys, what is up? Thank you so much for joining my live. This is Lisa Blonay and I'm back with another live stream. VIPs, let's get into this because this part of the case is giving straight Lifetime movie. Okay. Now we all know the tragic story of the 14-year-old. I don't even think she made it to 15 years old. Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was found dismembered in a Tesla. But now the streets are whispering about something even darker, a so-called second Celeste, okay? I went down the rabbit hole and I found myself finding out this information, okay? Now this case gets even darker. Now we already know that the 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found dismembered inside of a Tesla registered to the R&B singer David. But now a chilling theory is circulating that there may be a second Celeste. Now, some of the followers are digging deep, saying the girl we saw in the later pictures and videos wasn't the same Celeste who went missing at 13 years old. And like I said, I don't even think she made it to 15 years old, right? She was found in and around right after or right before or after her birthday, in and around that time. Now, they claim that she looked more like an older woman, like 23, a 23-year-old woman, possibly used as a stand-in to cover up for the red rum of a child. Let's not forget that Celeste was a child. Think about that for a second. A whole fake persona created just to distract the world while the real Celeste's body was hidden, right? Chopped up, dismembered, and decomposing. Now, if that's true, and this is just alleged, you guys, if that's true, it raises an even more sinister questions. Why go through all that trouble? Was this a cover-up for his grooming? For a ritual? Because he seems like very much like he would be into ritualistic things. Very, very sinister, very, very evil. Or was it just the mind of a predator trying to confuse everyone? Now, the original Celeste never made it to her 15th birthday. And yet, here's this theory that a second woman was paraded around as her. Now, this is beyond disturbing, but in this case, this twisted case, nothing seems impossible anymore, at least not for me. All right? I want you guys to take a look at this video, and I'll be back with my comment. What do you guys think? Was there really a second Celeste or just another layer of untruths? We really want to know what happened and if he is linked to this and really did the unthinkable. He would be trying to hide what really happened, right? You guys go ahead and take a look at this video and I'll be back with my commentary.
I don't even know where to begin with this one. The unalivement of a 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez is beyond disturbing. Detectives say her body was found literally dismembered in pieces inside of a Tesla linked to the R&B artist David. But here's the kicker. They still haven't even discovered all of her remains, just her head and torso. That is absolutely sinister. Police admit it's been difficult to even determine her cause of death because, of the condition of the body. Now, Celeste went missing back in April of 2024 at just 13 years old. And now, more than a year later, we're left asking, Was she seen at all between then and when her body was dumped or found in September of 2025? And it gets creepier. Rumors online claim that David may have been grooming her since she was as young as 11 years old. Others are suggesting that there may have been even a second Celeste, an older woman he tried to pass off in newer videos and pictures, to cover up the unaliving of a child. Some say she could have even been pregnant. Now, this is sick. This feels like ritualistic, psychopathic behavior. If you ask me, straight evil. At the end of the day, we just hope that the police put the pieces of the puzzle together and hold him accountable, because what happened to Celeste is absolutely heartbreaking and the world deserves the truth. There's even alleged footage out there of Celeste going backstage with David's brother after one of his shows, and it's resurfaced. You guys go ahead and take a look. Pay attention to the Hello Kitty shoes. What do y'all think? Was this just a twisted cover-up, a ritual, or just a sick predator hiding in plain sight? Drop your thoughts in the chat, because I'll be keeping tabs on this tragedy until we see justice for Celeste.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of being kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything.
I don't even know where to begin with this one.
Okay, you guys, I wanted to point out a couple things in this short 2-minute clip that kind of went by a little bit fast, but I really want to look into it. One thing I always notice is that she always has a hoodie pulled over her head. I don't know if this is some kind of look that they have, or I'm not too sure. She was a teenager, okay, but she always seemed to have a hoodie over her head, over her face. And this is probably because she was a runaway, okay? She was underage, so she would often try to hide her identity, okay? But yet be out in plain sight. Now, let me go to where I showed you guys what I found, okay? And this is the post that I found. Let's go ahead and get into this right quick. And I'm just going to freeze it right here and make sure that you guys can see it. Now, this is just a theory, you guys, but let's go ahead and get into this, because I wanted to bring you what I found as I went down the rabbit hole. Now, this is all a theory, okay? And it is alleged, but it's something that we need to look into, okay? Now, let's go ahead, and I'm just going to read through this right quick. Now, this is Celeste Rivas Hernandez, age 15. Well, they're saying age 15, 14. We don't know. It would be a technicality as far as when her birthday was. I think her birthday was September 7th. And when she was found within days of that or after that, right? Now, the date of unalivement could possibly date back as far as before June of 2025. Now, I did pose the question, had she been seen since she was reported missing in April of 2024 up until the time when her body was discovered rotting in a Tesla as of September of 2025, September 20th, if I'm not mistaken. But let's go ahead and get into this theory so I can explain to you exactly what is going on. Now, it says Celeste Rivas Hernandez was unalive all the way back before the month of June. According to the report of her missing body, the body was heavily decomposed and chopped up. Depending on the longevity of the decomposition, we won't really know if the theory of this, if we won't really know if this theory is true or not. But to continue on with the theory, I believe, or whoever wrote this says they believe that after unaliving Celeste Hernandez, David's obsession with her could not go away, and that he would look for someone to fill her place. This is where Celeste Herrera enters. Now, you guys see they have two different last names. Now, as seen in the two photos, the new Celeste is wearing the same exact one, I guess the jacket, of the deceased one. Last seen missing, that she was last seen missing with, okay? And I think in her missing poster, she had the Gap sweatshirt on that you see right there. Now, this leads me to believe that David knew of Celeste's unalivement and gave the new Celeste her jacket after the fact, all right? Now, you see that it's cut off. I just want to kind of give you guys the idea. Now, if you guys look right over here, it says the reason for the unalignment. Some people speculate that Celeste Hernandez wanted to leave David and go back home, but David wouldn't allow her to because he knew that if anyone found out about their relationship, his career would be ruined. And I believe somebody could be as shallow as that. That they would take somebody's life. We see it all the time, right? This is definitely a tragedy, okay? And my condolences and positive vibes go out to her family and anyone else that was affected in the loss of this child. Now, they go on to say that he decided to unalive her, and the cause of death is still unknown, you guys. So now let's go ahead and go down a little bit further so I can let you see the other Celeste, okay? And I think I can kind of read the rest of this. Now, it says that this leads me to believe that David knew of Celeste's unalivement and gave the new Celeste her jacket after she was unalive. Unironically, QXQC discovered that many of David's songs and music videos premiered on Celeste Hernandez's birthday. How twisted is that? Contributing to the fact that David was obsessed with her. Now, as you guys see, this is the Celeste Herrera that was seen in the later videos. I think he's at some type of event, an outside event, maybe a carnival, a festival of some sort. And they're saying that this Celeste looks older, has the same jacket, but this is not the same girl. I wanted to present this to you guys to get your take on it. Okay, so feel free to give your POV in the chat. This is just a theory. This is just alleged, but I wanted to go ahead and bring you part of the rabbit hole that I went down. And this dude is weird. Okay, now, what I also wanted to point out in this video is the fact that Celeste Rivas Hernandez, there is a video that is resurfacing of her going backstage, allegedly. It looks like her, okay, going backstage with David's brother. This is who he's been identified as, David's brother, okay? And what I wanted you guys to pay attention to is the Hello Kitty shoes, which seems to be a narrative, right? Through this whole thing. I assume that she loved Hello Kitty. She had the shoes. I've seen some other things with the Hello Kitty. He also wore some Hello Kitty things in some of the pictures and videos that he had too. All right, so let me go ahead and fast forward a little bit to that part so you can clearly see this. Hold on, let me see. Okay. Let me go ahead and play this part for you guys right quick.
There's even alleged footage out there of Celeste going backstage with David's brother after one of his shows. And it's resurfaced. You guys go ahead and take a look. Pay attention to the Hello Kitty.
Okay, you guys see her shoes? Look at her shoes. If you cannot recognize her, we definitely recognize those shoes because I think, if I'm not mistaken, those were the same shoes that David was photographed cleaning off. Okay? Look at her shoes. And if I'm not mistaken, those are the same Hello Kitty shoes. Let me rewind it. This is allegedly David's brother. You can see right here, it says alleged footage of Celeste R backstage with David's brother after David's show on June 27th, 2024. All right. And remember, she went missing April of 2024. And this clip is just now resurfacing. Let me go ahead and play it for you one more time.
Of Celeste going backstage with David's brother after one of his shows, and it's resurfaced. You guys go ahead and take a look. Pay attention to the Hello Kitty shoes. What do y'all think? Was this just a twisted cover-up, a ritual, or just a sick predator hiding in plain sight? Drop your thoughts in the chat because I'll be keeping tabs on this tragedy until we see justice for Celeste. What y'all think? Was this just a twisted cover-up, a ritual?
I think it has the makings of all of that. Okay. What's more important is that we want to know what happened, right? And to give resolve to her family, her friends, and anyone that has been deeply affected by the loss of this child. I also want to know your thoughts too as well. Okay. But if we cannot identify, it looks like her. Maybe her hair is a little bit lighter. I don't know. And I want to leave this question on your mind. Could there be others? Could there be other victims as well? Right? He seemed to have an obsession with this child, but could there be others? Right? I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think about this. Now, think about this for a second, right? A whole fake persona was created just to distract the world while the real Celeste body was hidden, dismembered, and severely decomposed, meaning that she was in there for a while. Now, if this is true, like I said, it raises even more sinister questions. Why go through all this trouble? Was this a cover up for him grooming? I don't know, you guys. And this may have been going on as far back as when she was 11 years old. This is definitely beyond disturbing. And the detective said that her body was literally dismembered in pieces. And this same man, maniacal maniac, had the nerve to sell bloody shirts that he handmade himself. And that's even creepier. Now, at the end of the day, we just hope that the police puts the pieces of the puzzle together and definitely holds him accountable. I don't even think he's in custody or has been apprehended. I mean, that would probably be all over, right? All over the news. Because what happened to Celeste is absolutely heartbreaking. And like I said, the world deserves the truth. The world deserves the truth, you guys. I mean, the mind of a predator, we will never understand. But what we do know is that Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the original Celeste, never made it to her 15th birthday. And yet, here's this theory that there's a second woman that was paraded around as her. Like I said, this is beyond disturbing, guys. Woman. But in a case this twisted, like I said, nothing seems impossible anymore. So what do you guys think? Was there really, a second Celeste, or is this just another layer onto the story, But what we want to know is what really happened? What really happened? And like I said, this is giving straight like Lifetime movie. I don't know, you guys. What do y'all think? Do you think there was a second Celeste that's real? Or is that just the internet spiraling down a rabbit hole? Like I told you, I'm bringing you guys the rabbit hole that I went down. Because either way, it makes the whole case even more chilling. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now, do you guys believe that there really was, or may be, or may have been, or is a second Celeste for a cover up, right? Do you believe that it's just the internet reaching? Why would a second Celeste even exist? Maybe to hide the red rum, the unaliving, of course. Maybe for clout and control, or some other twisted reason. I don't know. Like, I can't figure this guy out. I've never heard of him in my life. So, and I've never listened to any of his music, but it's eerily showing an obsession. Now, if there is a second Celeste, who was behind it? I mean, I guess the obvious answer would be David. Is there a bigger circle? Are there other people who may know? Like, for example, we saw her allegedly going behind backstage with his brother. I mean, we'll never really know. But when you think about it, what is scarier? The unaliving itself or the possible identity swap? Right? You know, this second Celeste talk is wild, but for one thing is for sure that something about this whole case smells foul. And not just the Tesla, not just the Tesla. Like, I don't know, you guys. It's just really creepy. You know, drop your comments, your POV in the comments, and don't let them brush this story up under the rug. I'll be back with more receipts as this unravels. So keep your notifications on. Until then, you guys, stay woke, stay bougie, and stay ready to sip the next cup of tea. All right. Now I'm going to play the video one more time, but I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys on the next video. See you guys later.
I don't even know where to begin with this one. The unalivement of a 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez is beyond disturbing. Detectives say her body was found literally dismembered in pieces inside of a Tesla linked to the R&B artist David. But here's the kicker. They still haven't even discovered all of her remains, just her head and torso. That is absolutely sinister. Police admit it's been difficult to even determine her cause of death because, of the condition of the body. Now, Celeste went missing back in April of 2024 at just 13 years old. And now, more than a year later, we're left asking, was she seen at all between then and when her body was dumped or found in September of 2025? And it gets creepier. Rumors online claim that David may have been grooming her since she was as young as 11 years old. Others are suggesting that there may have been even a second Celeste, an older woman he tried to pass off in newer videos and pictures, to cover up the unaliving of a child. Some say she could have even been pregnant. Now, this is sick. This feels like ritualistic, psychopathic behavior. If you ask me, straight evil. At the end of the day, we just hope that the police put the pieces of the puzzle together and hold him accountable, because what happened to Celeste is absolutely heartbreaking and the world deserves the truth. There's even alleged footage out there of Celeste going backstage with David's brother after one of his shows, and it's resurfaced. You guys go ahead and take a look. Pay attention to the Hello Kitty shoes. What do y'all think? Was this just a twisted cover-up, a ritual, or just a sick predator hiding in plain sight? Drop your thoughts in the chat, because I'll be keeping tabs on this tragedy until we see justice for Celeste.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's
bye.
been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes. Everything.